All right, we're ready in a fast fashion. No pregame, no nothing. I think I'm ready to go with a video stream. I hope we're on KZ95, but
video stream is live and running.
Not sure. We're ready. Yeah, it's girls matchup: Star Valley Lady Braves and your Jackson Lady Bronx. Lady Bronx in their home whites. Maybe it's their road whites. I don't know. Tap one by Star Valley. And we're underway here in regionals in the consolation round. Both these teams lost yesterday. Oh, backdoor feed. Bailey Erickson's got the first points, and now, wow, Delancey Pro get the deck card. And it's 2-0 Star Valley. Nice job by Bailey Erickson to get loose on that backside. Nobody saw her. Zoe Bosch driving right through three Lady Braves. And one of the three committed a no-no. I think Bailey Erickson, but I've been really bad this morning.
You're right.
Hey, 1 for 1. That's her first, team first. Zoe looking for somebody open. Bounce pass, rather that's Matt's Hound. Bounce pass. Lucy Webb will try a 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Naomi Roper lost it to Bailey Erickson, who brings it up court, swings one far side. Sheridan Cole, she'll drive baseline now. Beautiful pass underneath, but the finish not there. Cameron Erickson couldn't get it to go. Here's Zoe Bosch the other way for the Jackson Lady Bronx. Bosch gonna go coast to coast. Her layup too strong, and the board by Cameron Erickson. She pushes the pace. We're really fast-paced to start. Delancey broke out to Erickson. Erickson hands it back off to Maddie Hale. Hale in the corner to Delancey broke. Now inside, and a too strong on Sheridan Cole's layup. The board and putback, that won't go either. And now a tie-up, and pulling away with it is Mads Hollins. Referee letting him play, and Mads ripped that ball loose. And here's Lucy Webb on the far side. Webb gonna try, up and in, and one. And just haven't seen enough of that from the Lady Bronx this year. That's a power move by Lucy Webb. And she is the veteran sophomore, I'll say. If you're a sophomore on this team, you're an old veteran.
Yeah.
They're so young. Lucy to the line, 29% free throw shooter. And she's good with that. And Jackson has a 3-2 lead in the early going, just underway. Bailey Erickson bringing the ball up for the Lady Braves. Nice reach in there by Lucy Webb. Almost took it away. Far side, Delancey broke. Now top of the key to Hale, and moves it around the horn to Sheridan Coles. Back up top, inside to Erickson. Power move, left-hander. No good, and the rebound, Sierra Johnson leads the team in boards and pulled a nice one down there.
Man, the Jackson bench is louder than the entire Star Valley crowd right now.
They're excited for their own girls. They should be. Naomi Roper with it now. This could be the last game Jackson girls play this year. Roper picks up the loose change after she lost it and gets it to Sierra Johnson. Now back out to Roper. Now top of the key, Zoe Bosch holds the ball over her head and waits for something to develop. Nobody moving, though, on the Jackson team. Everybody kind of standing still. Holland, nice feed inside to Roper. Naomi up and in. These Jackson girls are up 5-2 in the early going over the home team.
This right here is an example of improvement throughout the rest of the season. The beginning of the season, Jackson is not keeping up with Star Valley toe-to-toe. Yes, it's very, very early, but this is the most energy. This is the most kind of even-keeled, even matchup we've seen from Jackson this season.
Yeah. All that work is starting to pay. The referee has to explain who the foul's on. They have the wrong number up there, and it's on Zoe Bosch, I believe. No, 21, not 12. Lucy Webb picked up a foul there. Sheridan Coles hands off to Cambry Johnson, to Coles, back inside Erickson, kick out, and a little fumble there by Hale, but she's going to try the shot anyway. No good from Maddie Hale. Backside rebound, put back, no good either from Cambry Johnson, and a scramble for the ball goes into the hands of Lucy Webb, and she lost it out of bounds. But they're going to say it's off Star Valley's Cambry Johnson, so Jackson retains possession. 5-2 lead here. That's not a typo. Lucy Webb with it now.
Jake, the big question is going to be how much is missing Kinley Engelhardt going to affect Star Valley in this game? We saw him affect them against Kelly Walsh. They lose 10 points because of the lack of Kinley Engelhardt.
Engelhardt, if you missed it yesterday, out with an ankle injury, and she is a little travel there, I believe. No, I know the Jackson bench wanted to travel, and they're not going to get it. They're going to get a foul instead. And this on Sierra Johnson, her first, team second, both teams with 2 team fouls. To inbounds is Bailey Erickson. And now gets it over to Cambridge Johnson, inside to Erickson. Boy, she attracts the crowd. Cameron Erickson was mugged by several Lady Broncs.
Lucy Webb got in there and loved the fight.
Lucy Webb came to play today, boy. She drew the foul on that three-point play. Zoe Bosch, baseball pass to Webb. Lucy is going to track it down. The layup up and in. Oh, my, Lucy Webb. Well, it's just Lucy Webb's world, and we're all living in it.
Win or lose, it is paying off for Jackson, everything they've gone through.
Bailey Erickson's three, no good. Sierra Johnson with a rebound. Now lost the handle, but they're going to call a foul on Sheridan Coles, I believe. That's her first, team third, and yeah, the Jackson crowd really excited about what their girls have done so far. Early timeout, we'll take it as well. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on Jackson Hole Radio, mylocalradio.com, and the SVI Sports Network.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be really tough trying to navigate sports, academics, relationships with family and friends, not to mention the added stress of social media, phones, and screen time. Young Life believes that every teen deserves to know that they are loved and their story matters. Young Life leaders enter the world of teens, focusing on what matters to them: fun, adventure, friendship, and a sense of significance. If you love teenagers as much as we do, there's more info at our website, jacksonhole.younglife.org, to learn more.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
Could not have scripted a better start for the Lady Broncs. As right out of the box, Jackson has a 5-2 lead over the Star Valley Lady Braves. And all I can say is, wow. And Naomi Roper in there battling. You know, it's infectious.
Oh, wow, it'll stay with Jackson.
Yeah, Lucy Webb, her hot start has infected the rest of the team. They are all jazzed for this, and they're playing like a team with nothing to lose, which I love. Bounce pass, Zoe Bosch inside for Mads Hollins, but away from the play, a whistle, and that's Sierra's second in a hurry, and they need Johnson, the leading rebounder. I did not see that. 7-2, Jackson with 4:05 to go in the opening frame. Jackson shocking the Afton girls right now. Maddie Hale with it. Hale gets away from Lucy Webb. Gets it to Coles, back to Hale, and now on the far side, almost out of bounds. Now tripping and falling on her own was Cambridge Johnson. Roper was near her, but never touched her. Cameron Erickson almost lost the handle. Sheridan Coles baseline drive, and she ran out of room. Good defense by Sierra Johnson, who bumped her, but no call. And Erickson just coughed it up. Substitution for Star Valley. Sheridan Coles comes out. We get our first look at Anna Olenslager. Delancey Brogue also back in there. Inbounds pass to Johnson. Full court pressure here by the Lady Braves. Zoe Bosch going to try to dribble out of it, and she does. Going all the way. Finds Webb wide open to the back door. Her shot no good. Rebound goes to Delancey Brogue for Star Valley. They come down. 3:22 to go in the first. 7-2. Jackson up. Long three. Off the mark. Too short. Fired by Taya Johnson. And a foul on the rebound. A push And that'll be on Cambry Johnson, her first, team fourth. Jackson ball, full court pressure. Lady Broncs have struggled with this all season, but they break it here easily. Watch out, Lucy Webb behind her, and everybody on the bench yelled, "Lucy, behind you." Pass to Roper off her hands, out of bounds. That's a turnover. Well, that's a time when the bench kind of helps you. Lucy was dribbling, had no idea somebody was coming from behind.
Jake, if Jackson wins this quarter, they're going to be injected with confidence. They got nothing to lose. When I talked with Coach Shockley last week in Evanston, he said, I want to know what this team will do, what they will respond to, and how they'll respond if you're in it at the half. If you can be in it after a quarter, that could be huge for Jackson.
Yeah. Raina Rhodes getting her first action, and Allison Burcham both check in. And big high fives for Naomi Roper and Sierra Johnson as they come out. Star Valley ball, just under 3 to go. And out of bounds. Star Valley will try it again. Delancey Brogue will inbounds underneath her own basket, looking for somebody available. And that somebody is going to be Taya Johnson, top of the key to Cambry Johnson. Cambry stumbling, bumbling, gets it over to Delancey Brogue. Her three is no good, but on the backside rebound is Cameron Erickson, top rebounder for this team. Boy, Jackson crowd traveling well, making a lot of noise. Shot no good, fails to draw iron. Rebound Cambry Johnson, she's fouled.
That defense chant courtesy of the Jackson boys team, by the way.
Yeah, I like that. Way to go, boys. Getting the girls fired up. Cambry Johnson to the line. We don't have any free throw numbers on her. She's might be her first trip, or she hasn't had many. Cambry eyes it, fires it, no good. Still 7-2, 5-point lead for the Lady Broncs. Taya Johnson checks out, so does Olenslager for Star Valley. And the second of two coming for Cambry Johnson. What a start for these Lady Broncs. She missed them both. Rebound, Sierra Johnson had it ripped from her up and in. Sorry, that was Mads Hollins who had the rebound for a moment, and then no. And it's 7-4. Zoe Bosch works across the timeline, picks up a double team, and traveled. Zoe ran right into Maddie Hale, along with it looked like Cambry Johnson, a little double team there. She just did it across the timeline and then ran into a brick wall. It just took too many steps. Star Valley ball down 3 with 2:10 to go in the first. Hale bounce pass to Cambry Johnson, back to Hale, whipped around in the corner on the far side of Bailey Erickson. Bounce pass inside, kick back out, but Hale really has nowhere to go with it. Cambry Johnson double teamed out here up top. Her pass almost got away. There's Hale, thought about a three. Now she'll step in, and she's shut off. Good defense here by the Lady Broncs. And now the steal. Taken away by Lucy Webb, and that was just good defense. There was nowhere to go for Star Valley, and finally they coughed it up. Zoe Bosch bumping with Maddie Hale, gets it to Lucy Webb of the near elbow. Webb working hard on Bailey Erickson. Far side, it's Zoe Bosch, drives, fires, no good. She ran right over. Is that Delancey Brogue on the ground? No, Cambry Johnson, and Johnson's going to get rung up for her second foul.
And already you've got 5 fouls on Star Valley. And Coach Kate Erickson, I think, still looking for a little bit of a response here.
We'll stay here with this timeout on the floor, as I'm still trying to make my radio feed work. I think well, yeah, I gotta figure out what's going on in Radio Land. We might need a break in the action for that, but we are on the SVI network. We are on mylocalradio.com. And if you're hearing me say that, you already know that. Zoe Bosch ready to inbounds for Jackson. They have a 3-point lead here as the first quarter winds down. Bosch to Webb. She'll try a baseline 3. It's off the top of the backboard. No good, but Webb gets her own rebound. Works it out to Raina Rhodes. Back to Webb. Lucy driving, picked up by Grove. Now out to Rhodes. Far side here to Bosch, and she'll settle things down again. Zoe whips it to Rhodes here in the near elbow. Back to Allison Burcham. Burcham far side wing. It's Bosch to Mads Hollins. Baseline 3. Almost. Burcham fighting for the rebound. Can't get it. It's Bailey Erickson who tapped it to a teammate. Here comes Star Valley. Sheridan Coles. Back to Maddie Hale. Hale watched closely by Webb. Around the horn they go. Inside. Power move there by Kaylee Lesberg, and her shot won't go, but I think she'll take a trip to the line. Maybe. Well, they're going to say she wasn't in the act of shooting. Mads Hollins picks up the harm. And Erickson back in there. Cameron was out, so Star Valley's gone big here with Lesberg and Erickson. Naomi Roper back in for Lucy Webb. Look at the hand she'll get. What a start to this game by Webb. Her best game of the year, saving it for regionals. Long 3 there is too strong by Bailey Erickson. Rebound, Sierra Johnson, and down to the ground she goes. And she had to have been fouled. Sorry, that's Mads Hollins. It's so difficult for me to tell Mads apart from Sierra.
They called a jump ball on that, Jake.
Okay. Erickson over here to Maddie Hale. Long 3, it's Coles. Good. Sheridan Coles has tied this at 7. 22 seconds to go in the first. Zoe Bosch patiently up to the timeline. Hale watching her as they bump and grind down here in the front court. And now Zoe walks it back to the top. Over to Naomi Roper. Looking inside for Rhodes. It never got there. Cameron Erickson steals it away. Erickson going to go by herself? No. Feeds Hale. Hale underneath. Good. Maddie Hale converts, and Star Valley back in the lead, 9-7, and that'll do it for the first quarter. We'll take this break. After 1, Star Valley 9, Jackson 7. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on Jackson Hole Radio Network, mylocalradio.com, and the SVI Sports Network.
He runs across, goes to the red part of the section. He throws it, and he caught it, and he throws it again. He dribbles around the guy. He shoots, puts it up, and boom goes the dynamite. And the white team almost loses the ball, but then they don't. So crisis averted for the white team. Black team has it. The white team is not playing people down like they did before. Oh, it looks like they're lining up to do something. And shoots, and boom goes the dynamite. Oh, he's gonna get more than one shot. Oh, shooting again. And the dynamite does not go boom that time.
Play-by-play is hard. So is Jackson Hole Real Estate. Get a pro. McPeak Group proudly supporting the Bronx on their march toward a state championship.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Well, as Elon points out, Jackson in this game. We haven't been able to say that very much this season, but yes, they are. Lady Bronx led the whole first quarter until a final shot there fell for the Lady Braves, and that's their first lead of the morning. 9-7, Star Valley with a lead, Jackson with the ball. It's Zoe Bosch, pulls up a dribble and gives it to Naomi Roper. She's looking inside for Holland, but the reach in there by Erickson, I believe, is going to be a foul.
That's the 6-1 on Star Valley.
It's Erickson's first, I think. If it is her, yeah, it is. Zoe Bosch will inbounds here. Bosch looking around, floats one to Mads Hollins. She's open. She'll take the 14-footer. It's too short, too wide. Cameron Erickson with a rebound. Sierra Johnson hounding her every step of the way, and I hope that's not a reach-in. Sierra didn't do much. Oh, boy. It is, and Johnson's third, and Jackson can ill afford that. In fact, Coach Shockley is going to go get her off the floor and put Kent Ankeny in there, and just unnecessary by Sierra. I really didn't see the reach in, but maybe. Inside to Cameron Erickson, wide open on the backside. No good, though, is Bailey Erickson, but she got bumped. And a good look. Cameron saw what I'm thinking is her sister, Bailey, wide open on the back. And that was twice now that Bailey has gotten loose on that backside for an easy layup. She missed this one, but that was because of the foul on Kat Ankeny. She converts the first of two to make it 10-7. Her second is also rattles through it. It's 11-7. Lady Braves.
All right, Jackson's got to get something this possession. They cannot afford to let Star Valley get away from them.
They got to answer. They got to make sure the crowd doesn't get back into it. Lucy Webb with it now. Pulls up. Double team trap on that far side. Coughed it up. And now fast break here for Star Valley. Jackson gets back well, though. And oh, boy, they got a break. It's Zoe Bosch bumped into. I think it was Hale knocked her down, but they're going to call it travel. And fortunate for the Lady Bronx. Zoe Bosch cross court to Lucy Webb. Over the line, but a pass up to Ankeny. Ankeny back to Webb. Oh, look out right in front of the scorer's table. Lucy tracks it down to Roper. Naomi Roper works it to the top of the key. Far side, Bosch in the elbow. She'll walk it to the top. Right there on the feather of the emblem on center court. Zoe looking around. There's not a lot of ball movement. Now players move around. Bosch is open. She'll try the three. That's too strong off the glass. And the rebound right to Sheridan Coles. Up ahead to Bailey Erickson pushing the pace. It's been a fast pace all game so far. Cameron Erickson, power move in the lane. I don't know what you do. Holland and Johnson were all over Cameron Erickson, and she still made the shot. Can't defend it any better. Zoe Bosch with it. 6:20 to go in the half. Jackson started red hot. Zoe stepped over the line. That's going to be over and back. Just did. As she was trying to turn away from the double team, just stepped on the line. Tough break.
Winner of this game gets the loser of Rock Springs Green River at 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Maddie Hale with it. Bounce pass near side here to Cambridge Johnson. Back to Hale. Now whips far side. Bailey Erickson back to Hale. And just Jackson defense been pretty good in the half court set. They just haven't allowed much. Beautiful shot by Sheridan Coles. Cameron Erickson with a nice pass to Coles, and she converts. And that was pretty. Star Valley trying to exercise their height advantage down low. They have a little bit of a height advantage. Zoe Bosch out of control. And, oh, Shockley calls a great timeout as Zoe was suspended in midair, about to fall out of bounds. Shockley called a time. Couldn't have been any perfectly timed than that. We'll stay here 15-7. Star Valley with a lead. They're playing on their home court as they host the 4A Regional West version. North against South. It's been a fun weekend. Fun games yesterday, and you know the Lady Bronx up against the unenviable task of taking on the Cody Phillies. You probably know how that went by now, but these girls were game.
Well, you know what? We talked a little bit yesterday about lowering the level of difficulty. Maybe playing Cody first out the gate as your warm-up might do you some good, because it's not going to get more difficult than that.
After Cody, everything seems like easy. A downhill run, yeah. Zoe Bosch looking inbounds. Really nobody open and tries to get it to Webb. It just wasn't anything there. Now Webb reaches in on Maddie Hale, and I'm afraid Lucy is going to get whistled for that. She will. As Hale had possession, Webb reached in, and now Lucy's going to come out with 3 fouls. Coach Shockley going to protect her, sends in Haley Rommel, her first action. One thing about Rommel, she'll shoot it. She's not afraid to fire them off. Hale to the line, 35% free throw shooter. Her first one is no good. Rebound. That's pulled down by Raina Rhodes, and she's contacted, and that's a foul.
Every foul is going to be a trip to the free throw line for the rest of the half.
It is now both teams with 7 team fouls. That one on Maddie Hale, her first. Rhodes to the line, and Raina has struggled here. The worst free throw shooter on the team, but now's the time to fix that. Well, actually, Mads might be joining her there as Reina cannot get it. Rebound Cameron Erickson. Here comes Cameron. Pushes it ahead to Bailey Erickson. Inside, right back, give and go to Cameron. Her layup is contested by Mads Hollins, and Mads is going to draw another foul, and the whistles are out. Cameron Erickson on the year, a 54% from the line shooter. And Cameron fires away, splashes the net. Whoops, I gave her 2 for that. Being a little optimistic. Hang on, Cameron, you got to earn it. Lucy Webb back in with those 3 fouls will replace Zoe Bosch. Bosch is usually never out for very long. I'll be surprised if she even sits down, as Erickson looks to finish the second of 2. And misses, and the rebound goes to Bailey Erickson. She was trying to feed outside, but it was stolen away by Haley Ramo, who just came into the game.
Nice one-handed snag there.
Webb with it, up to Haley Ramo. Ramo thought she was going to post up, didn't. Webb to Rhodes, to Burcham. Ellison with a pump fake. Can't get Erickson away from her, or that's Cambridge Johnson on her. Lucy Webb back to Burcham. Burcham putting on too many moves there. She took steps as she tried to pump fake Cambridge Johnson again, and this time shuffled her feet. Now Burcham will come out. Coach Shockley, right to her though. Look at Shockley explaining what she did wrong, and always teaching, always. Maddie Hale with it now for Star Valley. 5 minutes to go in the half. Star Valley up 16-7. Taya Johnson works it, baseline 3 for Coles, won't go. Rebound on the backside, that doesn't happen either. And boy, Hollins in there fighting away. Ball squirts loose right to Sheridan Coles, who tracks it down. Coles, she'll drive the paint, kick out, nice to Erickson, fires a 3, good.
Wow.
Right, Cameron Erickson.
Cameron Erickson isn't known for her three-point shooting, but that was one of those just rattle in.
Cameron lives in the paint, but she averages 13 a game, and you don't do that by not making some outside shots. But not normally her game. You're right. She nailed that one. Timeout on the floor will go as well. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on KZ95, Jackson Hole Radio, mylocal.radio.com, the SVI Sports Network.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vestool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Jackson Lady Bronx playing like a team that knows this very well may be their final game of the season. Not their final game ever together. They'll say goodbye only to Naomi Roper. The rest of them you would hope would be back, but they just don't want to end the season yet, and you could see it, feel it.
And you heard what Coach Shockley said yesterday about even the ones that didn't make the regional squad. They said, all right, tell us when to show up, tell us when to be there. And I think this start that they had, that is a glimpse of what could be if they continue to work.
That was a nice little preview into 24. I love what I see. Here's Zoe Bosch with it now, trying to wiggle away from Taya Johnson. Does momentarily. Kick out. Ankeny's open for a 3. That shot won't go. Fails to draw iron. Rebound, Cambridge Johnson. Cambridge watched closely by Webb all the way down the floor. Lucy won't let her get away. Cambridge works it to Coles. Inside to Erickson. Lost the handle. Cameron Erickson was bumped there by Lucy Webb and lost it. Well, I thought that just went off her own leg, but they're going to say a Bronx touched it. Star Valley ball. Maddie Hale, long 3, no good. Rebound, Mads Hollins pulls it down. And up the court come the Lady Bronx. It's Zoe Bosch, the ever-present ball-handling point guard. Works it to Webb. Lucy Webb back to Bosch. Bosch Intended pass for Roper is too high, too hot, and right out of bounds. Star Valley looking to trap, two-man trap anybody up high whenever they get a chance, but Jackson doing a good job of ball movement. Just does not let Star Valley trap the ball handler. Here comes Star Valley. They're up 19-7, 3:21 to go in the half. Hale works it to Johnson. Cambridge cross court to Taya Johnson, and now knocked out of bounds. Lucy Webb in the vicinity. Webb is having a game. She's everywhere.
Another one of those young kids for Jackson.
Sophomore, 2 more years of her. Inbounds pass to Maddie Hale. Maddie looking around and almost out of bounds. Saves herself, though. Star Valley still with it. Cambridge Johnson back to Maddie Hale. Hale patiently walks it to the top of the circle. Now gives to Taya Johnson. Back to Hale. Hale into Erickson. Kick out. Hale. Maddie will try a long top of the key 3 off the back of the iron. High in the air and then tapped out of bounds by Erickson. It'll be Jackson ball. Lady Bronx down 19-7. They had a 7-2 lead for a lot of the first quarter. That pass intended for Webb, and Hale got a hand on it. They'll try it again. Full court pressure here. Dialed up by the Lady Braves. Jackson has struggled with that all season. The speed of the game is too much for the underclassmen. They're trying to get used to that, and the pressure they're starting to get used to too. Long baseball pass to Lucy Webb. They've done this a couple times now. Webb tracks it down. Good job by Bosch to just whip it all the way down. Wide open is Bosch for a 3. Too strong. Rebound Star Valley, although Webb is going to make that contested. Boy, Lucy just battling and battling. But it does go to Star Valley's Cambridge Johnson.
Star Valley is daring Jackson to shoot on the outside. They need to be careful with that. We have seen this season Jackson hit some 3 balls.
It's the only way to get him out of that shell zone. Yeah, they're just leaving that outside shot open. Cambridge Johnson with it out for Star Valley. And again, Webb pulls it free. Lucy Webb reached in, knocked it free, and is going to get a jump here. And Lucy comes up. Boy, she is having the best game of the season. She took a hand to the face there as she wipes away her eyes, and we're ready to go against Star Valley. With the ball, bounce pass here to Taya Johnson. Johnson the baseline with Ankeny all over her. Gets it to Sheridan Cole. Sheridan in amongst the paint. She'll try a left-handed layer. No good. Rebound. Erickson. She's fouled on the putback. I'll tell you, these girls are battling down low. That's Ankeny, Holland. Sierra Johnson is not in there right now, but Ankeny and Holland, this is the fiercest I've seen them play in the paint. They're contesting everything. They're not allowing Cameron Erickson to just have a freebie, or Sheridan Coles.
And again, this is win or lose. You are seeing the best game from Jackson this year, and that's exactly what you want to see from a team that is trying to build a program quite literally from the ground up. If this is signs of things to come, they get into the gym in the offseason, they work, they are going to be a problem for some people.
Erickson converts 1 of 2 from the stripe. It's 20-7 with 2 minutes to go in the half. Zoe Bosch gets it to Ellison Burcham. Bounce pass to Rhodes. Picked up quickly by Coles. And now Rena Rhodes hits the deck. And the closest Brave was Taya Johnson, but I don't think it's on her. Hale checks back in for Star Valley to replace Taya Johnson. Maybe it was her.
Waiting to see
Still
it on the
haven't
scoreboard.
put that up. Rhodes to the line. It's on Sheridan Coles. Her second. Raina Rhodes, she missed one earlier. That one is missed, does not draw iron, so that's a free throw violation, right? Or lane without hitting the rim, everybody's going to be technically in the paint. Here's Maddie Hale coming out to challenge Lucy Webb, who has had the most ferocious game I've seen a Lady Brave have. Far side baseline drive is Cole. I like Sheridan Cole's game. She's a 5'7" junior, plays bigger than 5'7", and it's just so athletic. And she draws that foul on Mads Holland. That's her third, and it's no surprise the Lady Broncs are ringing up some fouls now. They're just playing so tough. Are they going to count that? That's off the top of the backboard.
They did.
They did. Well, that's a hard way to get one from the line, Sheridan, but it worked. And Raina Rhodes comes out now. We get our first look at Hayden Block in the game now for Jackson. Second of 2 for Sheridan, and misses that. Rebound tracked down by Burcham. Saved it, but right into the hands of Cameron Erickson. That's just bad luck. Cameron more than happy to scoop that up and put in the easy layup.
Cameron Erickson's going to have a big game for Star Valley. They do have the size advantage.
Yeah, she is having a big game. Little bump there between number 12's Bailey Erickson and Zoe Bosch collided right at the scorer's table, and Bailey helped Zoe upset him. Didn't mean to. And it's Star Valley ball. Maddie Hale with it. 1:25 to go in the half. Hale works it to Bailey Erickson. Now in the corner inside of Cameron. And she again did not get off a clean shot because of the defense. And now a travel on block and another turnover by Jackson. But again, they pounded inside to Cameron, and she has not had an easy look. When she gets her points there, she earns them. Because Jackson defense down low is fierce. Maddie Hale long three. No, out of bounds. Jackson ball.
Jackson hasn't gotten any points in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've kind of stalled out at 7. Just that early touchdown and then nothing. The Star Valley does not shoot well from distance, and has certainly proven the case today again. That's one good sign. Now a giveaway is the pass intended for Block, but Sheridan Cole steals it, gets it to Bailey Erickson. Bailey watched by Zoe Bosch, bounce pass to Cole. She's open for a 3, fires, gets it. It might have been a 2. I think she was standing on the line. 25-7, 45 seconds, Jackson ball. Well, Lady Broncs need one just to make some noise here. They deserve it. Lucy Webb over the line. Double team trap. Gets it to. No, she did not. Stolen away by Brogue. Up ahead looking for Maddie Hale, with a pass out of bounds. Got to be so careful, these Star Valley Braves. One thing they do, I say they don't shoot well from the perimeter, but they play defense. My goodness, they've done that for years, and they're looking tough here. They're just every pass, there's a Star Valley hand on it as Erickson knocks that one out of bounds. Jackson ball. Zoe Bosch will trigger in, huffing and puffing on that far line. She is tired, but she'll get a break here in a couple seconds. Lucy Webb thought about the shot now at the Roper. Wide open is Bosch. She'll stutter step, drive the baseline, and got in all kinds of trouble there, but draws a foul, and I think that's on Coles again. Good job by Bosch to just try something. Driving the baseline. She was 1 on 3 as several Lady Braves came over to pick her up. Coles, that is her third. And out she'll come. And to the line, Zoe Bosch. 51% free throw shooter. That leads all Lady Broncs. That one short. Rebound, Erickson. Cameron with 6 seconds. Gives it to Bailey Erickson. Bailey now in a tie-up with Lucy Webb. Who else? Webb came to play today. Zoe Bosch inbounds to block. You got to hurry. Hayden just fires one, and it's going to be off the mark, and that's how the half will end. After one half of play, Star Valley 25, Jackson 7. We'll be back with a halftime show right here on the home of the Bronx, Jackson Hole Radio Network, KZ95, MyLocalRadio.com, and the SVI Sports Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
In case you haven't heard, Healing Water
here at the half. Afton, Wyoming, Star Valley hosting 4A regionals. And we know the kind of season it's been for the Lady Broncs, winless in 21 tries now. And under no illusions that they may get their first win in a long, long time today, but they're playing like a team that they're at least going to go out with style, with grace, with passion. And one of the keys to the game that I never got a chance to put up because we didn't have much of a pregame, and we'll put that up now on the screen if you're watching us, but 3 keys to the game. I thought one is finish. Finish with grace. Finish what you started. And when you have a season that's winless, Elon, there's something to be said about keep getting back up and keep coming, and that's finish. It's just a quality that lacks in today's society, in today's world. Finish. And that's what these girls are doing today. They're finishing with flair.
Yeah, I mean, and that 7-2 lead Jackson had.
That was fun.
That was
for a bit.
Well, it's one of those deals where it's like, as far as Jackson is concerned, that's the game right there.
Yeah.
I mean, of course we're athletes. We hate the moral victories, but to have that lead, to get Star Valley on the ropes, to have that hot of a start, that is a moral victory for Jackson. And when you are a team that is building and it's rebuilding from the top, from the bottom up, really, Coach Shockley's got to be really, really proud of that. And when he looks back on this season, he's going, when the kids are in the gym in the off season, when they're tired, when they're worn out, he's going to point to that moment right there and say, we are capable of doing this. This team right here comes out and plays like that, they will beat teams in the 4A. They will beat teams in the 3A. They will come with wins. Those will come as soon as next year if they can remember that and point to that throughout the rest of the offseason that's coming up.
The opening 8 minutes of this game, like you said, are going to go a long way, and it's something to look back on. When all the girls, Coach Shockley has his JV kids sitting with the varsity. He's got a whole row of his girls here. He wants them all to taste this and to come out swinging and land a couple punches on the arch rival Star Valley, to have your boys team behind you starting chants and cheering. That was an important 8 minutes for this program. Huge.
And it could be a culture changer. I mean, Jackson Hole basketball has taken a backseat to a lot of programs. Girls basketball has taken a backseat to a few programs throughout the years. You have the boys team, which is a contender to make it to the state tournament, leading the cheers, leading the fan section. You've got support from the town. You've got support from the school. That could be a huge moment we point back to in a year from now.
My second key of the game is make this a defensive battle. Star Valley likes to play physical and play defense. Okay, we can play that with you. And for the most part, Jackson has matched that intensity, matched that physicality, beginning with Lucy Webb, Mads Holland, Sierra Johnson. I see the girls battling hard in the paint, and they've given Cameron Erickson all kinds of fits. Cameron's going to get her points, but she is going to earn them this morning if she's going to get them.
Yeah, she's been a wrecking ball down there.
And finally, get shots. I mean, you can't win if you don't take shots. Jackson has been guilty of times of too many possessions that result in turnovers or result in no shots at that end. If you're open for even a second, take the shot. You don't, 100% of the shots you don't take don't go in, right? Isn't that a Wayne Gretzky thing?
Yep.
And then also a quote from Woody Allen, 90% of life is showing up. And that's what these girls have done all season, is just show up. And you're rewarded for that eventually. We're getting ready for the start of the second half. I want to, quick before we go on a break, play a little bit of something that we had in the pregame the other day and some leftover stuff from Coach. This is Coach Sean Shockley talking about his girls, about this season's been so tough. But one thing he admires about this team, and so do I, is beat up as they've been this year in an 0-21 season, they're not broken.
After we went 0-20, the first thing posted was the girls were, they got on some Instagram thing or whatever it is, and Snapchat or whatever it is, and they were doing this dance together. Yeah, we may have gone 0-20, but you know what? They can't break us. It was pretty funny, and they were doing these dances, including our managers, kids who have been out for the year. They're on crutches still. I mean, everybody was jumped in and danced and going, you know what? We're not broken, and I love that about them.
Yeah, me too. I asked Coach where that link to that video is. I'd love to see that. But yeah, I couldn't get it. 25-7 here at the half for the Star Valley Lady Braves. Yeah, it's been Cameron Erickson averaging 13 a game, and she is tough. She's really hard to deal with. A 5'9" senior, plays bigger than 5'9", in my opinion. So strong in the paint, and as Elon noticed, if that's not enough, she can hit outside shots as well. She's got a triple in this one. Maddie Hale, I don't know that she's come off the floor. Those are two seniors that any team would love to have. Maddie Hale and Cameron Erickson, they've had pretty good games as the Star Valley Pet Band is making a lot of racket in this gym. My goodness. Well, it's not even noon yet on a Friday, and this place is rocking for their home team. Jackson's out there early out of the locker room practicing their shots. Good. That's, if I'm Coach Shockley in the locker room, I say, you know what? There's nothing I can't tell you girls. I haven't been telling you all season. Go out and practice shooting because we need to make some shots this second half if we're going to have anything for Star Valley. Let's take a quick break. You're enjoying Jackson Bronx basketball on KZ95, Jackson Hole Radio Network, mylocalradio.com. Happy to have games on that platform as well. And, of course, the SVI Sports Network carrying regionals for you as well. We'll be right back.
At High Country Linen's paper and cleaning supply outlet, we've got you covered. We have cleaning.
Live play-by-play coverage of Jackson Bronx sports continues with Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Back to the live action as we begin the second half of play. If you joined us late, the Lady Bronx really shocked everybody in the building with an early 7-2 lead over Star Valley. They led most of the first quarter until a late shot from Star Valley gave them a lead to end the first 8. That was almost the first quarter won by the Lady Bronx. And it had the bench energized. It had the boys Jackson team energized, and kind of felt like everybody in the building that isn't from Star Valley was rooting for the biggest underdogs on the floor right now. But it was fun for a little bit. Now reality sets in. You're down 25-7, and you got to find some points. Where they're going to come from as both teams back on the floor. For Jackson, you got some girls in foul trouble, but they'll put out there Sierra Johnson, Mads Hollins, Zoe Bosch, Lucy Webb, and Naomi Roper, the starters for the Lady Bronx. Maddie Hale brings the ball up. Star Valley moving right to left. It's Sheridan Coles. Coles looking for somebody open. Back to Hale, top of the key. Bounce pass far side. Bailey Erickson. Erickson works it back to Maddie Hale, top of the key. Now near side here to Delancey Bro. Back to Hale. And again, we saw a lot of this in the first half where there's just nothing open, and that's good defense by the Lady Bronx. Really nothing there. Sheridan Coles will try to make something happen. And that was an accidental pass to Erickson, who failed to convert, and the ball out of bounds off a Lady Bronx. Sheridan Coles is just trying to penetrate there. Lost the handle, went right to Cameron. Maddie Hale with it now. Brogue, Delancey back to Hale. And again, Jackson playing that 2-3 zone, it looks like. There really isn't a whole lot. Cameron Erickson will try, and it's Sierra Johnson who's going to pick up her fourth, playing good defense. But You're going to run out of fouls here sooner or later. It's just tough dealing with Cameron Erickson without fouling her. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. Yes, Sierra's sitting on 4, and Shockley's not even going to go get her. I think he realizes it's the only way to play ball against Cameron Erickson is to make her life miserable. But you're going to get your 5 fouls pretty quick. Erickson converts there to make it 26-7. Here's Lucy Webb with it now for Jackson. Pulls up her dribble, finds Roper open. Back to Zoe Bosch. Star Valley's Maddie Hale come out to challenge Zoe a little bit. Naomi Roper with it now in the near elbow. To Holland, whips it across to Bosch. Bosch looking cross court to Holland. Mads shut down there by Hale. Long 3 from Webb, too short off the iron, and it's Delancey Brogue with a rebound. Bailey Erickson, tight defense there by Webb, and now a reach in. Oh boy, Sierra almost picked up the foul. She poked it loose from Cameron Erickson. Sierra and Cameron have seen a bunch of each other in the first half. Bounce pass inside for Erickson, and really, she was not open. Roper comes up with it, but it's going to be a jump ball. Arrow favors Jackson. I don't know about that. Bailey Erickson trying to find Cameron inside. Cameron was triple covered, and it just didn't work. Jackson ball. Those 7 points in the first quarter are still there on the board. Those bulbs are burning out. We got to change that 7 here to a 9. Let's see. Burcham up ahead to Naomi Roper. Double team. Gets it back to Burcham, though. Allison dribbles, pulls up, gives it to Zoe Bosch. Both teams playing a real tight zone. They're just sucking down to the paint. They're allowing shots from the outside. Neither of these teams hit many from outside, but except for that one, Mads Holland. Just as I say that, Mads drills the long 2. They've had their foot on the line, so it's 26-9. And there's Sheridan Coles with a long 3, no good. Maddie Hale with a rebound. Ball still alive, Star Valley. Erickson, wow, what a power move right through Zoe Bosch. Bosch was just glued to her, and Erickson made the left-handed layup anyway. Cameron, so good in traffic. Here's Lucy with it now to Bosch, to Naomi Roper. Lost it for a moment, gets it back. Lucy Webb with it. Webb to Bosch. Thought about it, now gives it to Mads Hollins. Hot off that spot that she hit the 2 a moment ago. Cross court to Burcham, and she tries to save it. Does momentarily. Yes, it's to Naomi Roper. Back out to Lucy Webb. Zoe Bosch with it now. Jackson just can't find anything loosening up. Burcham tries a shot well short. Erickson with a rebound. Here comes Cameron for Star Valley. Up ahead to Sheridan Coles. Coles drives the right block. Up, no good with a shot, but Bosch with a block is going to be a guilty party as she gets up off the deck. Zoe spends a lot of time on the ground. They should cut her a check for help cleaning the floor. I mean, she is always knocked down. 28-9. 3 minutes gone here in the second half, and Coles makes that one. Sheridan, a 50% free throw shooter, converts in a 20-point lead. Now for the Star Valley Braves. Burcham checks out. Kat Ankeny in for Jackson. Second one from Sheridan Coles is good. She makes them both. 30-9. Jackson ball. Who wants to inbounds? Bosch will. Full court pressure here by Star Valley. Bounce pass to Roper. Stolen away by Bailey Erickson. Star Valley with it now. Coles to Johnson. Cambry Johnson. Works it to Taya Johnson. Her pass is deflected and goes right to Mads Hollins for the steal. Good defense by Jackson. The Lady Bronx have played very good defense this morning. They have to be at least proud of that. Lucy Webb finds Naomi Roper, kicks back out to Bosch, back to Webb. Webb on that far side drive, kick out Ankeny. She'll try a long 3, rainbows it, too short. Rebound, Maddie Hale. Hale tied up with Mads Hollins, and she'll get the jump ball. That'll flip the arrow anyway. Good job by Mads Hollins. Hale never saw her, and she turned right into Mads Hollins, who put her hands on the basketball like you're supposed to. He got the jump. Hale with it now. Just under 5 to go in the third, or 4.5 minutes to go in the third. To Bailey Erickson, inside to Cameron, up and in, and Cameron has been money down low, that's for sure. Steal by Maddie Hale, and Star Valley with a careless inbounds takes advantage. Bailey Erickson's drive, that won't go, but she's fouled. And Coach Shockley is going to run out of players available here at the rate they're whistling them. That'll be on Zoe Bosch. They're saying her first. I thought that she had another. No, now they are going to give it to Lucy Webb. That's her fourth. Oh, I'd hate to see Lucy take an early exit. As Bailey Erickson converts the first. 33-9 now. Kat Ankeny out. Naomi Roper out. So Shockley is going to let those girls sitting on 4 just play it out, and that includes Sierra Johnson and Lucy Webb. Second one, free throw is no good, and Mads Hollins with the rebound. Jackson ball, they're down 33-9. Lucy Webb bumps right into Cambridge Johnson. Now a pass intended for Mads Hollins, stolen away. It's Cameron Erickson going to coast, lost the handle. Webb got a hand on it, but all ball, and it's out of bounds. Hayden Block comes in for Lucy Webb, who gets a much-needed break. Good defense to get back by Webb there. I mean, you're down by 33-9, and Webb still hustled back to make sure Erickson couldn't have an easy layup. Webb, Zoe Bosch with it now for Jackson. Walks it across the timeline. 33-9 Star Valley. Zoe Bosch puts a move on. Pass intended for Raina Rhodes, off her hands and out of bounds. Just a little hot to handle for Rhodes, who was in the middle of making a cut and kind of could not pull that in. Hale works it to Cambridge Johnson. Back to Hale. Bounce pass far side to Bailey Erickson. Star Valley again not finding much way to penetrate. Now they get it inside to Cameron Erickson. Up and in. When all else is in doubt, get the ball to number 34. And Cameron Erickson, I don't know how many points she has now, but she is rolling in it. As Zoe Bosch could not find anybody open to inbounds and banged it off the shins of Taya Johnson to buy herself another 5 seconds. Now barks at Hayden Block, saying, get over here and take the pass. Hayden does, and Zoe Bosch can finally inbounds. Zoe works her way past a triple team to Mads Hollins. Mads spin move into Hayden Block. Nice pass reception by Hayden, and she's tied up. Jump ball, Hayden Block along with Maddie Hale, and the arrow favors Jackson, but it'll flip now to the Braves. Zoe, inbounds pass coming. Got Sierra Johnson open. She's going to opt instead for Mads Holland, who gets it to Block. Hayden, top of the key to Zoe Bosch. She'll settle things down. Jackson trying to spread out this Star Valley defense now by staying way out of the perimeter. They got 2 players each on the baseline, really trying to pull apart this Lady Braves team. That's a good job by Coach Shockley to notice what Star Valley's doing and then have his girls adjust as the referees discuss something. They're having a conference. Intentional foul on Bailey Erickson, who puts palm skyward and says, I don't know what I did. All right. It'll mean kind of a technical free throws. What does it mean?
Yeah.
Intentional foul. I didn't see what happened. There really wasn't anything notable. Raina Rhodes will shoot him, so I guess you don't get to decide who shoots him, because Rhodes would probably not be the top choice.
That might be the difficult between technical foul and intentional foul.
Mm-hmm. And Raina can't get that. She'll get another. And, yeah, the referee's explaining things to Bailey along with her coach, trying to tell her what she did. And Bailey, I'm with you. I didn't see much either. I don't know what it was. Rainer Rhodes cannot convert either. Close, but no. And Jackson will retain possession here with 2:40 to go in the third. It's a 35-9 Star Valley lead. But Hayden Block with the ball now. Hayden back to Zoe Bosch. Bosch pitch and catch with Block. Those two just passing to each other now until they wait for something to open up. And again, you don't see any Bronx. Finally, Rhodes cuts across the paint there, but Mads Hollins back out to Hayden Block. Block walks it to the top of the key and gives it to Bosch. Back to Block. Hayden tries to penetrate a little bit. Now she's going to get a double dribble there. She picked up her dribble and started it again. I think she wanted to say Cambridge Johnson reached in and helped poke it loose, but no sail and turnover. Lady Braves up with it now. Maddie Hale bounce pass far side, almost poked away by Zoe Bosch. Nice runner in the lane by Cambridge Johnson. No good, but the rebound, Taya Johnson. Now a floater into Cameron Erickson. Her shot, no. Good defense by Sierra Johnson. Sierra clapped. She heard the whistle. She thought, uh-oh, that's not my fifth, is it?
Ruh-roh.
She was the first one to applaud that call by the ref. Jackson ball is... Harley Rommel will... I'm sorry, it is Rommel. Fires into Naomi Roper. Roper across the line, dribbles out of trouble, gets it back to Rommel, back to Roper. Naomi looking around, it's got Maddie Hale watching her. Mads Hollins is open on that backside baseline if they see her. Here's Naomi Roper to Raina Rhodes. Rhodes, top of the key, lost the handle for a moment, picks it back up. Maddie Hale comes out to challenge her, poking away at it, but can't get it loose. Sierra Johnson coming out high to help. Now to Mads Hollins. Hollins will drive baseline. Erickson shuts her off, though. Double team. Holland gets it nicely to Johnson. She's double teamed and gets it to Rommel. Harley Rommel to Johnson. Good pump fake, but Erickson wasn't buying it and then bumps her out of bounds. Cameron's going to pick up the foul. Sierra Johnson tried to get Erickson off her feet. Cameron said, no, I've seen that before, kid. And the senior, though, did pick up the foul, although, well, they're showing Owenslager with the foul. I don't even, oh, there she is. Somehow Anna Olenslager picked up that foul. Ball goes out of bounds on that far side. Still Jackson possession. Down to 1:08 in the third. 35-9 Star Valley here on their home court after a surprising run by Jackson in the first quarter. It's been all Star Valley since. Rommel fires into Mads Holland. Mads finds Rhodes cutting, but too high over the top of her. Raina Rhodes is one of the few Lady Broncs who will move and cut across the paint. I love her movement without the ball. The trouble is she's not terribly big, so if you're going to find a pass to her, it better be on target. And that one was just too high. Taya Johnson with it now. Bounce pass inside to Cameron Erickson. She gets triple teamed, so kicks it out to Olenslager. Her shot short. Rebound. Holland taps it to Roper. Beautiful. Mads Holland saved it from out of bounds. Tapped it right to the senior. Roper brings it up to Hale. Works Hale. Now picks up defense from Cambridge Johnson. Gets to Harley Rommel. Rommel walks it to the top of the arc. And back to Roper. Roper picks up a dribble. Back to Mads Hollins. Harley Rommel with it now. Erickson stole it away. Cameron Erickson reached in, grabbed it. Cameron going to try it herself. No, hands the ball off to Cambridge Johnson. Good. Cambridge's up and in with it. And it's 37-9 Star Valley. Roper with it, time running out here. 5 seconds to go in the third. Naomi behind the back dribble. You got to do something. Got a shot off. She does, and it's short. No good, and that's how the third quarter will end. Star Valley 37, Jackson 9. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on Jackson Hole Radio, mylocalradio.com, and the SVI Sports Network.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? it can be really tough trying to navigate sports, academics, relationships with family and friends, not to mention the added stress of social media, phones, and screen time. Young Life believes that every teen deserves to know that they are loved and their story matters. Young Life leaders enter the world of teens, focusing on what matters to them: fun, adventure, friendship, and a sense of significance. If you love teenagers as much as we do, there's more info at our website, jacksonhole.younglife.org, to learn more.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Back to the live action, back to Afton, Wyoming. Fourth quarter getting ready underway here, and Lady Braves have exercised their domination since falling behind in the first quarter. Lady Bronx surprising Star Valley with a 7-2 lead. They led almost the entire first quarter. And since then, however, Star Valley is back in control of things. Brogue with a bounce pass inside to Sheridan Coles, who finds Cameron Erickson. Now, just nothing there. A lot of traffic down low. Coles will try a three from the angle. Caught Sheridan Coles. And one of the rare three balls from Star Valley. They do not fire a lot of threes. Jackson with the ball now. It's Lucy Webb back to Bosch. Far side, Mads Hollins. Good ball fake there. Sorry, that's Johnson. That's Mads Hollins. She'll try a shot. Almost, but no. And rebound by Brogue. Delancey Brogue hands off to Sheridan Coles. She's had a pretty good game for Star Valley. Now near side, Taya Johnson. Erickson with a baseline three. Just short. She had a good look, though. And the rebound, Mads Hollins gets the ball to Lucy Webb. Up ahead to Zoe Bosch. Jackson will get another try here, just underway in the fourth. Lady Bronx playing their final game of this season. They're playing like a team with a little desperation. I love what I see. A lot of passion from Jackson girls.
So, again, it's going to be that first quarter that people point to.
Yeah. That 8 minutes was inspirational. And it'll go a long way. They'll play replays of that. Will mylocalradio.com give them the rights to that video? Let them play it.
You know what?
In the off season.
I think we can. I'll work it out with the owners.
Please.
But yeah.
We will buy that 8 minutes of footage and just play it over and over. That's the Newt Rockney speech for these girls. Say, here's what can happen. Star Valley with it now, up 40-9. Spin move by Cambry Johnson. Gets it over to Brogue. Delancey Brogue, ball overhead. Cross-court pass. Oh, boy, I don't know if Sheridan was ready for that, or Taya Johnson was ready for that. And it goes out of bounds. Right in front of their own bench, Star Valley. And Jackson ball. Zoe Bosch will inbounds to Webb, who pitches it right back to Zoe. Zoe walks it up. No pressure here from Star Valley as they fall back into that tight zone. Almost everybody in the paint. They say, Jackson, if you want to shoot a long one, go ahead and try. And Zoe Bosch hits the deck, and talked about how much time she spends on the floor. She comes up a little limpy. Boy, this girl has taken some knocks in the 23 season. Triggers into Webb, back to Zoe Bosch. Bosch looks around, all hands out. Look at the arms out for Star Valley. One of the better defensive teams of the conference. Bosch fires a three, almost off the back of the iron, no good. Fight for the rebound, and guess who comes up with it? Raina Rhodes. Shortest one in the pack pulled it down, and Lucy Webb with it now. To Bosch, cross court, wide open is Johnson, but it's off her hands, out of bounds. Good job by Bosch to identify Sierra. Was just kind of hanging over there in the corner.
Yep.
Open, but Sierra, I think, took her eyes off the pass and off her hands, out of bounds. Star Valley ball. Hometown round of applause for Cameron Erickson, who comes out. What a game she's had. I'll be happy to not see her again anytime soon. Boy. She's a Bronx killer. Here's Anna Olenslager. Inside feed is a beauty to Kaylee Lesberg, but her shot partially deflected, I believe. And Jackson with the ball now. Lucy Webb playing with 4 fouls for a long time. Sierra Johnson pump fake. Can't get a shot off. Webb back to Johnson. Now she'll try a 3. Too strong. Backside rebound. Holland reaching right over the back of Erickson. She's going to pick up the foul. And Coach Shockley claps. Says, that's all right, kid. I like the fight. That's the 4th foul on Mads Hollins. I got a feeling many of these Jackson starters are going to end the season by fouling out. That's not a bad way to go. Pick up all 5.
Go down fighting.
Go down battling. Timeout on the floor. We'll stay here. Just under 5 minutes to go.
Jake, straight down the middle. Just general basketball fan question. When it comes to Star Valley, they're going to take on Rock Springs and Green River for the loser of that game for a spot in the state tournament. What post player is still in the tournament would you be most curious to see Cameron Erickson match up against?
Oh, boy, that's a really good question. It's fun to watch Cameron Erickson play. Who could handle her? I mean, there are girls with length, but you need grit and toughness. Erickson plays so hard.
I can only think of one right now.
Oh, are you angling towards Emily Sawyer?
I try to make it as unbiased a pick as possible, but with the gritness and toughness she's been showing.
But I'll tell you something, Emily is a good option, no doubt. As Star Valley 3 is cool. As Bailey Erickson. Is that 3? Yes, It is. Bailey converts. You know, as good as Emily is down low, it's the kind of game that Fessler gives you. I think Fessler is a better matchup with Erickson. Honestly, but I don't know. I would love to see either one of them. As Rhodes lets that pass slip through her hands, lost the handle. It's going to go to Katie Dandridge in the game now for Star Valley. Up ahead, shot by Bailey Erickson, no good. Fight for the rebound. Oh, how did Sierra Johnson not get a foul over the back? And now a whistle as Mads Hollins goes down and helped up by Bailey Erickson. Sierra Johnson, yeah, she will get it, and she'll be done.
For Green River Rock Springs, I have no idea what direction that game's going to go. I lean towards Green River, which means Star Valley would get Rock Springs, and I don't know Rock Springs especially well. I don't know who they have that could match up with Erickson down low. On the other side of the consolation bracket, you've got Evanston taking on the loser of Cody and Kelly Walsh. That one you have to pick Cody, which means you're probably getting a matchup between Sawyer and Peyton Caruth, which will be a fun one to watch.
That'll be fun.
But Kelly Walsh could pull off the upset of the tournament. I mean, it's the tournament. You never know what's going to happen.
Kelly Walsh is not beating the Cody Phillies. Write that on my tombstone. Jacksonville the ball now, down 44 now. Zoe Bosch trying to spin move, but she fell down, and scooping up the loose change is Taya Johnson. Star Valley with another turnover. Olenslager and Johnson pitch and catch at the top of the key. And Olenslager swings it around near side. Now it's into the hands. Boy, we're 44. I don't have a 44, and we're going to work through the bench here for Star Valley. Pass inside. Stolen. Raina Rhodes with it, and she is pushed hard to the ground. And these Lady Braves, we know they play physical, and every time you come into Afton, you know you're in for a war. But Jackson has answered the bell every step of the way here. Lucy Webb with it now. She's playing with 4 fouls, and Sierra Johnson just did take a seat for the... She'll not see the court again until next year. Mads Hollins gives it to Lucy Webb. Webb out to Bosch. Cross court, Rhodes is open, but quickly there on her is Katie Dandridge. Just letting her have no time to get her shot off. Bosch, she's in trouble. Lost the handle to the mysterious 44. Here comes Star Valley.
I'll see if I can identify that 44
Johnson
for you.
with it now. Johnson guarded closely by Webb. Works it to Katie Dandridge. Here's 44. Rhodes picks her up. Inside pass. Shot up and in. Kaylee Lesberg. That was pretty.
So 44 is Allie Hoops.
Allie, what a basketball name, huh? Allie Hoops. Got it. I did see her on the roster, and I don't know why I didn't put her name down. Timeout on the floor. Score 46-9 Star Valley, and that's a Sean Shockley timeout. It's a full. We'll go 2. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on Jackson Hole Radio, mylocalradio.com, and the SVI Sports Network.
He runs across, goes to the red part of the section. He throws it, and he caught it, and he throws it again. He dribbles around the guy. He shoots, puts it up, and boom goes the dynamite. And the white team almost loses the ball, but then they don't. So crisis averted for the white team. Black team has it. The white team is not playing people down like they did before. Oh, it looks like they're lining up to do something. And shoots, and boom goes the dynamite. Oh, he's gonna get more than one shot. Oh, shooting again. And the dynamite does not go boom that time.
Play-by-play is hard. So is Jackson Hole Real Estate. Get a pro. McPeak Group proudly supporting the Bronx on their march toward a state championship.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
It's Liam McPeak voicing that last ad. He's not ready for play-by-play, that's for sure. But his dad is primed for real estate. You better know it. That's Zoe Bosch with the ball now for Jackson. 2:40 to go in regulation. Her pass is poked away by Kaylee Lesberg and still retained, though, by Jackson. Zoe Bosch. Boy, maybe I'm sentimental, but watching these final seconds of the season tick away in a winless season, I want to see a basketball game tomorrow already, just like these girls want to play again tomorrow, but they won't. Star Valley with it now. Around the horn they go, and really tough going down in the paint, but they'll try to pound it there with Lesberg. Nothing doing, though. And it's around to Katie Dandridge. She attracts a crowd and now lost the handle, stolen away. Zoe Bosch picks up the loose change. Bosch brings it up. Under 2 to go in regulation. 46-9 Star Valley. Score irrelevant now. It's really just about that finish. Lucy Webb swiping at a ball from Lesberg that missed. Here's Star Valley with it now. Taya Johnson. Johnson wants to get it to Dandridge and does. Dandridge to Ellie Hoops to Dandridge and around to the perimeter they go. Inside it. Oh, what a move. That's Kaylee Lesberg's impressing me. I think Cameron Erickson has given her some lessons on playing the down low post. Boy, Kaylee Lesberg, the sophomore. That's a bright future there. There's a wholesale changes there. Hockey changes, Elon Olive likes to say, for the Lady Bronx. And a good round of applause for Lucy Webb, Zoe Bosch. Those two have been the backcourt for the ladies all season. Hayden Block is also point guard. She's been brought up from the JV team to get a taste of regional ball. Harley Ramo with it now to Hayden Block. She's shut down by a double team and now lost the handle, stolen by Hoops. Star Valley ball, under a minute to go. Pushed up the court by Taya Johnson. Johnson far side to Olenslager, and her pass got away momentarily, but that's off the hands of Hayden Block, out of bounds. Star Valley ball, inbounds coming from Ellie Hoops, triggers into Taya Johnson. Johnson blows by Block, pass, baseline, Olenslager. Kat Ankeny giving her no room, and they got to come back up top around the horn. Hoops looking for somebody inside. Now kick out. Good ball movement here by the Lady Braves, as their bench players showing they know how to whip it around. There's a shot from Hoops off the mark. Rebound fought for. Ankeny comes up with it. Good job by Kat to fight in the paint for that ball. To Ellison Burcham, 20 seconds to go. Burcham to Roper. She'll try it. 3. Off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound tracked down by Dandridge. And here comes Star Valley with 10 seconds left on this one. Taya Johnson, they're going to put it in their pocket. We'll see. Nope, they're going to work it inside. Shot from Lesberg, no good, but she's fouled, and it might be the way we end this. 5 seconds to go. Lesberg to the line. And the foul is...
Looks like on Burcham.
Ellison Burcham, that should be her second, I think. She hasn't seen a lot of time. And Lesberg to the line, the sophomore. Good length to her. She's going to be another future piece to this Lady Brave team. She misses the first. Jackson will have very little time to try to get 2 more points out of this if they can. 5 seconds. Second one from Lusberg, no good. Rebound, Ankeny to Roper. She's got to hurry. She chucks one and no. And that's how the season ends. The hugs on the court. Roper and Burcham hug, block. It's Harley Ramo there. The whole team is going to all huddle up here as the Lady Broncs in tears watch this season come to an end. And for a team that was winless in 22 tries, they've been fun to watch. I'll give them that. As they shake hands here. Well, we'll come right back, wrap it up. We got to get to the boys immediately following. That's coming up next. From Afton, Wyoming, the final once again. Star Valley 48, Jackson 9. We'll be back with boys basketball next on Jackson Hole Radio, mylocalradio.com, and the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Jackson Hole High School Bronc basketball is brought to you in part by the Elk Country Inn. Coming May of 2020, the Elk Country will offer new rooms and amenities. The new pool, indoor and outdoor spa,